All right, Star Wars Rebellion Turn 8. Looks like this probably is going to be the last turn. I don't never know for sure in this game though. Okay, so we've done our assignments here, and what's both sides thinking? Well, the Empire's almost certain the base is here in Kashyyyk, 99% certain. There's a small doubt, but maybe it's up here in Bathawiyah, but they're pretty sure it's here. In fact, they may have even drawn the Bathawiyah card. Probe card. No, I don't think they did. But anyway, they have enough forces now assembled here where they can just move in, and they should be able to take the defending forces in the rebel base. They're going to have a super star destroyer, 2 other star destroyers, a couple of assault carriers, a couple of squadrons of fighters against the rebels who just have a Mein Cal cruiser, a corvette, and a few, in like 3 squadrons of fighters. So they'll win the space battle. The ground battle is going to be where they may have a problem. There's 6 airspeeder units here, and then like 3 rebel troopers. And there's also a shield generator. So the Imperials, they'll have a pretty impressive force. 2 units of Imperial Walkers, a bunch of 4 ATSTs, some stormtroopers. So, yeah, it's looking like pretty grim for the rebels. They tried to move their base last turn, but when you move your base, you draw the top 4 cards off of here, and they couldn't move it to any of those 4 locations. They were all occupied by the Empire, so they could not move their base. So they were stuck here. Bummer for them. But they have a trick up their sleeve. They get one of their advantages. Sometimes it doesn't seem like an advantage, but towards the later game it definitely is. And that's they get to move first. And what they're going to do is they're going to activate this system, and they're going to move in these fighters from these systems to go in here. Now, it's going to be tough for them to kill a Super Star Destroyer. That sucker takes 6 red hits. It's going to be rolling 2 black and 3 red against them. So 5 dice against their 4 dice. But Han's going to lead in there. He's got 2 space tactics. The problem, again, like kind of in the last video, if the Empire puts a leader down here, then these guys are done moving for the turn. And that's a huge part of their assault force. We're talking the 3 ATSTs and a Walker unit plus the Super Star Destroyer. That makes it where they're probably wouldn't win that battle if they lock this force down. Of course, if they don't have a leader, they don't start with any space tactics cards. There's a chance they could lose that Super Star Destroyer, in which case these ground units can't be transported there anyway. Again, the little tricks of the rebels that they can be an annoyance. Now, if things don't go well in the first round of combat for the rebels, they can also retreat back to Kashyyyk if they have some fighters left, and kind of bolster the defenses here once the base is revealed. So that's the rebels thinking the Empire is not going to put a leader down there. They can't afford to do that. They're just going to have to hope that the rebels don't get lucky here. And if they do, well, then they're going to have to rethink some things. They may not go in here. They may just go in here with space forces. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so coming back here, the rebels lost a squadron fighter, only did 1 damage, and then decided we're going to retreat. They retreated back into Kashyyyk. Then the Empire activated, moved all their troops. So we got the battle here for Kashyyyk. And I got it set up over here. This should, I don't know, this will, I guess the rebels could pull this out. So it's going to take a long time. These, hopefully I get focused in here. Yeah, these big battles like this are kind of epic, and actually I like that. Because you don't really fight many. You may fight 1 or 2 battles this big during the whole game. And it'll probably take a good half hour to go through the tactics cards, die rolls, and determine a winner and all that. A couple things to note here. The shield generator, this thing gives the rebels an extra tactics card every turn, ground tactics card. It's nice if you can get 3 of them, because you can just pile on tactics cards and can make it really difficult to to knock out the Rebel ground forces. The ion cannon, it takes a red die away per ion cannon. Not really too useful because they've got a ton of red die. So you can see they have a pretty much outclassing the Rebel fleet here. Rebel fleet only has 2 capital ships. They do have 6 squadrons of fighters, and the Imperials only have 2, but we'll see. All right, so I will go ahead, roll this out, and probably do a final video with the results and my final thoughts. All right.